What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, Deontay Wilder has finally broken his silence regarding the arbitration result. He has said, revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting booty. Now that there was actually a Tupac bar. Tupac's bar says, revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting P-word, but we know that Wilder liked the booty. Yeah, Wilder stay in the male booty with 78 and whatnot. So, obviously, again, you man know it's 2021. I love all my fruity dons. Yeah, everything on God's green earth is on God's green earth. All you fruity tooty booty dons, I'm there for you still. So Wilder, hats off to you. Listen, he loved the booty the most. He loved that male booty. He loved 78 booty. He loved all the LDBC cats booty. So that's where he stays anyway. Let's move on. Let's get over that part now. End of the day, Wilder has reacted and it's basically telling you, man, I'm hearing from people in Wilder's camp and also the message itself that end of the day, he wants revenge. And I told you, man, the other day as much. The other day I said, listen, Wilder don't want no step aside. I said that officially, exclusively. I said, listen, people within Wilder's camp are telling me he don't want step aside. Oh, no. All I've heard since Monday, since the judge spoke, all I've heard is YB, step aside money. Even official channels, even Sky News and Johnny Nelson and Adam Smith. Oh, step aside. There was one goof on some radio network saying, yeah, it's obvious Wilder's going to take the free 20 million. And you man haven't got a clue, but you just haven't. You don't understand contexts, but I can't blame them because sometimes people don't know what they don't know, if that makes sense. The YB is a beacon of information. I link all these different sources together. So sometimes I have to take a step back and appreciate that not everyone's in the know. Not everyone can have... I dedicate my life to this. I dedicate my life to knowing things and knowing people. Really, it's knowing people, because information's all through people. And the fact that my Encro chat's blowing up with a whole bag of different man sending me like exclusive information. Yes, I've worked hard to build that network, but ultimately, not everyone can spend time doing it. Other people have got other jobs. But the point is, either way you look at it, I'm telling you, man, or I told you, man, days ago, Wilder is not taking step aside. And that's from the horse's mouth. From people next to him. They've already... So when you hear these numbers thrown about, 20 million, 10 million, I'm telling you, people in his team have sat down and more or less directly said to him, Wilder, are you thinking about taking 10 or 20 mil? He said no. Been trying to stress it to people. Oh, YB, step aside. I thought it's done. I said days ago, it's done. He's not taking step aside. He wants the rematch, rightly or wrongly. Now, legally speaking, and ethically speaking, and this is something I've been consistent on. I've been telling you, man, from the jump. Legally and ethically speaking, Fury should have just fought him. I don't even know what he was doing. And if it was AJ, it wouldn't be AJ. That's the thing. AJ wouldn't be doing no scary things. Guess what? When AJ fought Vlad, AJ was the one begging for that rematch. Or better yet, AJ was the one chasing Vlad up. Vlad, do you want it? I remember it like it was yesterday. AJ beat Vlad. And then 4 weeks where the contract was open, essentially, every other day, Eddie Hearn and AJ were getting on the blower to Vlad. Vlad, do you want it? Vlad, do you want your cheeks spreading out for you again one more time? They were playing that song, one more time, goodness. That's what he was asking him. AJ was telling him, Vlad, do you want me to stretch that booty out for you one more time? One more time. I wasn't giving it all that. I swear down he was. That's what AJ and Eddie Hearn were doing. They was all over it. Fury, on the other hand, he could be a true fighting man and say, Wilder, you want me to spread them cheeks for you again? You want me to make them cheeks nice and supple for you? No problem. You want me to loosey-goosey yourself up for you? No, you know what I mean? That's what you could have said. He didn't say that. Instead, he brought his goofy lawyer team along. He brought his B-rate, D-rate lawyer team along to go and lose. Anyway, this is peak. I love it. Do you know what I love the most, yeah? Is the fact that you Fury fans, you thought you were so smart, you did. You thought you were so smart. Oh, look, yeah. YB, check this link out, check that link out, yeah, look at this, Fury's punking Wilder. I just kind of sat there and just took it all in. I weren't sure, truth be known. in as much as I weren't sure, thinking you man had something you didn't, if that makes sense. The way you man was carrying on, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wait and see how it plays out. I'm not sure. The way you man are carrying on, it sounds like you know something. I don't. You never once heard me saying, yeah, Fury going to win this case. Never. Not in a month for Sundays. But the way you man was so confident, I thought they must have something. They must have more than memes. Oops. Oh, YB, there's no way Fury can lose. He's got $1 million lawyer team. Oops. What happened to the $1 million lawyer team? Got punked by Al Heyman. Sloppy Al Heyman. And we all know what happened when Al Heyman tried Eddie. Eddie slapped Al Heyman around in his own court and sent him packing. Didn't even go to court. That's how bad Eddie did Wilder's team. So let's not make out, like, a lot of Fury fans now are trying to play the whole, oh, well, the thing is, YB, Wilder's team, they're magicians and they're using black magic. What? No, they're not. They got slapped about by Eddie Hearn. They're sloppy as you like. But the problem is, your team is just sloppier. This right here was a battle of who's old. And what's been proven here is Fury's team is old and incompetent. They are dinosaurs. And that's the end of that year. They are good for nothing. All that Fury's gained from this is L's everywhere. There's not one place he's won. He's wasted 2 years of his life for nothing. Well done, Fury. And in fact, not for nothing. You've wasted 2 years of your life and you've actually paid for it. Because you've been paying millions of lawyer fees to have to do it anyway. What a joker. And now, arguably, the fight's going to be smaller than it would have been. Because it's been 2 years now. No one really cares anymore. Immediately after, people were interested. People were thinking, wow, let's see how Wilder can come back. Now, everyone's forgot about Wilder. Especially after he started twerking. No one's expecting him to do anything, are they? I mean, after they've seen a big 6'7", athletic looking Don twerking, that just kind of kills the mood, doesn't it really? Bearing in mind, we're not talking volleyball here. We're talking boxing. Now, when I see a big 6'7" athletic Don busting down and dropping it low for me, that just kind of turns it off. That turns off the whole boxing element for me. But anyway, listen. End of the day, Wilder. Let me tell you, man, one more time, just in case you didn't get it. Because again, there's still some goofy dons out there trying to talk to me about step aside. Listen very carefully. It is not happening. Get it right in your head. The same way I told you the Fury fight is not happening. And there was a whole bag of goofy dons again. YB, mate. I can't wait to see your apology, mate. It's interesting though. Them dons, yeah. My favourite dons are the ones who say them things. There was no joke. There was a whole bag of man, yeah. YB, mate. I'm really looking forward to hearing your apology video. Me and my Patreon generals were punking you man off. How silly you man look right now. You know what I'm saying? You man need to clean the bus up. You man need to clean YB's bus off your brow right now. Rude boy. You know what I'm saying? More time. Here's a little piece of tissue for you man still. All my Patreon generals is getting off all over you man. Because you look real silly right now. YB, mate, I'm really looking forward to hearing your apology when AJ, another favourite one for me, yeah? I've been doing videos on Billy Ho Saunders, and them videos have been popular to some extent. Some next Don came in the comment section. YB, mate, this Billy Ho Saunders thing's played out. I think now that the AJ and Fury fight signed, you need to move on. Yes, the AJ Fury fight signed, you need to move... Oh, is it? Is it signed? Is it on? Oops. So again, please, anyone out there, yeah, no, it's not all of you, man. Some of you, man, some of you, man, ain't in the circles I'm in. Some of you, man, ain't got the links I've got. You ain't got the sources, so I understand why you're kind of naive looking. That said, please don't end up like the Fury fans did. Please don't end up on your knees with me having to bust all over you. Just don't be that guy. Then again, there's some of you fruity dons like Wilder who probably enjoy it. Probably enjoy the sight of looking up to the YB as he about to bust. But there you go. Listen, again, it's 2021. Each to their own. Yeah, you fruity dons, you stay being fruity. Bottom line is on this one. Rightly or wrongly, yes, Wilder is a booty buster. Yes, he loves to come around sniffing the booty, for sure. 100% no doubt. We know that for a fact. Yes, he loves to go on 78's OnlyFans and get all fruity with him. Wilder's got a thing for 50-year-old dons. Listen, each to their own. That's where we live in these days. Each to their own. Fair play to him. I'm actually glad that Wilder's embracing his sexuality. I like that. It's about time we had more 6'7" black dons who embrace that kind of thing, embrace that kind of fruitiness. Yeah, because Wilder right now he's leading the charge in the black community for this fruitiness. Yeah, before it wasn't acceptable for a 6'7" athletic looking ass to be busting down and twerking. Now, Wilder's he's a trailblazer. Yeah, Wilder is a trailblazer in the black community right now. He's pushing the envelope of what's acceptable. He's busting down, he's sniffing booty, doing all kind of fruity things there. So fair play to him. Yeah, I respect all trailblazers, no doubt. It's a hard thing to do. For you to be the first athletic man to be dropping down, fair play to you. Anyway, either way, no matter how fruity Wilder is, to his credit, he isn't taking a step aside. We have to, as men, yeah, we have to respect that. And that's what I told you months ago. Months ago I told you, man, listen. Fury, as a man, ethically speaking, Fury needs to fight Wilder. I said this back in July last year. That's what should happen. Because no matter what we say, no matter how fruity Wilder is, he wants the rematch. And the thing is I don't understand with you Fury fans is, if Wilder is as fruity as we expect him to be, why don't you just go and fill him in again? Why are you trying to get lawyers involved? But it says more about Fury than anything. Fury's a weird looking cat. It's weird. I don't understand his angles ever. You say that you've turned Wilder out, and if you have, it should be easy work. Should it not? But for some reason, you Fury fans, you're really weird. It's like it all kind of adds up. And it makes sense now. It does take a certain man to stay on his knees and wait for the bust. Because it's the only thing that makes sense. It takes a man who enjoys staying on his knees and waiting for the bust of Fury to be the same man not to want his man to go in the ring with Wilder. Does that make sense? The same caliber of man who likes to sit there and say, and open wide, is the same man who wants Fury to try and bring lawyers in to get him out of a contractual obligation, which was for a fight. It's not like, well, YB, Fury was contracted to do a WWE show and he can't be bothered. He wants to do some real work. He wants to put some real work in. That's fair enough. I'd understand that. You know what, YB? Fury was contractually bound to do a WWE show, but the Wilder fight has got in the way, or some fight with AJ's got in the way, so he's brought the lawyers in. He doesn't want to do the WWE show. That there, understandable. But nothing else was going on, and Fury was trying to get out of fighting Wilder to fight two bums. That's what he was trying to do, honestly speaking. He was trying to fight Cab IL, some random, what's his name, Cab Driver L. He was trying to fight Cab Driver L. Yeah? Cab Driver L he was trying to fight. At which point you may as well just fight Wilder. Because no matter what turned out he is, more or less, is top 5 of the bunch right now. So yeah, there we are. A long way round, but end of the day, Deontay Wilder has broken his silence, and he's spoken. He wants Fury badly. He wants revenge. He does not want step aside. Now you man, and the rest of the establishment, there's a few man still to be fair, can keep banging on about step aside, step aside, step aside. It's not happening. Please don't let me have to bust all over you, man, again. Because you, man, right now, the amount of loads you've taken, you're looking hella sloppy. Yeah?